Hey guys, welcome back to MST Game Productions, and today we are doing another mod review. So today we're doing the Better Than Wolves mod, this is just a gigantic, I don't even know how to describe it. Oh, never mind, what am I doing? Okay, so, I'm just gonna go through the chests, and they're gonna have the crafting recipe right here, and they'll have the result here. So, the basic part of this mod, you basically need this for everything, is gears. Sort of like a Technic pack kind of mod, except no electricity involved. And so you've got the regular gear shape. This is the same as the Buildcraft gear, and you get 2 of those from that. And then with the gears, you can make a hand crank, which are used to power various mechanical thingamajiggers. So next, you can make a millstone with some stone and a gear, and you use that to grind things up, stuff like that. And as you can see, bone meal does not work. Okay, let's see. See, when you harvest this plant, you get hemp. I say hemp, but it's pretty much just marijuana. But you need hemp seeds to plant hemp, and you cannot use bone meal on hemp. Okay, so now what we've got in here, this is the millstone. Time to show you what it does. So you put a hand crank right next to it, and then you right-click on it, and it'll generate power. And as you see in here, gears will start filling up, and that tells you that it's grinding stuff up. So you cannot make bread with three wheat in this mod. You have to grind up wheat, and it'll spit out flour somewhere. And then you just put the flour in here, and let's get some wood. There we go, and then you cook the flour, and, oh, what do you think we're gonna get? Oh, yeah, bread! Finally! A better way to get bread. So, yeah, if you've never been mad that it takes 3 wheat to make bread, and you don't even use a furnace, which makes no sense at all, now you can use 1 wheat for 1 bread, and you get to use your furnace. Okay, so what we've got here is a cauldron. Pretty simple crafting. 7 iron ingots, and water bucket, bone, that's about it. So, what we've got here is a cauldron, and we're just going to take all this stuff. Okay, so you can open it up with right-click, and as long as there is fire under it, the cauldron will be powered. The cauldron can be used to mass cook things, like you can cook eggs in this mod, and it will cook them, and you'll get stuff. So, if you're just walking by, I thought you could cook eggs, I guess not. So, if you're just walking by, want to just put some random food from your inventory, just because it's clogging up your inventory, just shove it all in here, and it'll cook it. So, as you saw earlier, if you put 1 flour into the cauldron, it'll get you 4 donuts. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to put all these ingredients in the cauldron, and we're going to wait for it to cook up here. And yep, we got a filament. This is used to create light, which you'll see in a second. So, well, first, we're going to go with the anchor. So you need, it's pretty simple, 3 stone, 1 iron ingot, and see what we've got here is hemp fibers, which you can make by grinding up hemp in the millstone. Let's just grind this up here. Almost done. There we go. And that'll give you 4 hemp fibers. And then with the hemp fibers, you can craft them in such orientation, and you'll get rope. And now with the anchors and the rope, I don't even know why I have that chest there. Okay, so the anchor, you can put it practically anywhere, and you can hang rope from it, so that rope acts as a ladder, except that actually it's a bit more realistic. So you just walk up the side of it, and you'll climb. See, there you go. And then nothing in that chest, so we've got, see, with the filament we made earlier, and some glass panes, redstone, we make a light block. This is pretty useless now that we've got glowstone lamps, but it's still part of the mod. So it just looks like a gold glass block, but when you apply redstone current, it lights up, and let's go into night here. There we go, and as you can see, it's providing quite a lot of light. Okay, now what we've got here is sails. We use the sails to make windmills, which provide constant mechanical power. So you use the hemp fibers to create fabric, more resistant than wool, and you use the fabric to create sail, and then you use 4 sails to make the windmill. And then, see, the windmill, you cannot go through it. There's a certain block area that even if you're not touching the wings, you still won't be able to pass through. And so what you do for the windmill is you have a gearbox, and you put an axle on the input, and then you put the windmill on the axle. Simple enough. And then you pull all the, and then the axles act as sort of like cables, and the axles can only go 3 down or side to side without breaking. Use right click to flip direction, and gearboxes transfer power, and when you right click it transfers the input. You have to have the axles go in the input. Let's take some time, I'm not going to show you how to craft them, but look it up on the wiki, I'll post that in the description, and see, as you can see, this little crank is powered. Let's just get something to demonstrate. What do we got? Let's get some wheat. So yep, as you can see, now it's grinding. So it's basically just an infinite source of mechanical power. And so what we've got next here, oh, this is how you make the gearbox and the axle, if any of you were wondering. And we've got hemp. Oh, that was for the demonstration. Whatever. Wow, failure. Okay. So, this is how you craft the pulley. Just pretty simple. Just some iron, the gears, and redstone. And with the pulley, you can place it anywhere and drop a rope from it. And if you attach it to an anchor, and then under the anchor you have platforms. And then, if you provide mechanical power, let's just flip this, and then the pulley will start to rise. So I can imagine that you would be able to use this in many ways. Probably the only one that I could think of would be an elevator. But in the forums it said that if you apply redstone to it, it will break the elevator or the pulley. But I could not get that to work, so sorry about that. And as you can see, when it loses mechanical power, oh god, it's gonna get crushed. Or go right through. Okay, so this is how you make the platforms. Pretty simple, you use 4 sugarcane to make a wicker, and then you use the wicker and a few wood to make the platform. So we've got here now, we've got some leather. And what we're going to do here is we're going to grind up this leather, and it should give us scoured leather. There we go. Check that out, and it's sort of a yellowish color, scoured leather. And when we put it in a cauldron, should heat up, I think. Maybe not. Let's see. You may have to put it into a furnace, I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're going to have to put it in a furnace, I think. No. Well that's a bummer. Well, I'm not sure about that leather, guys, but I'll put a little annotation right in the little corner or something, and I'll tell you how to do it. And so, yeah, once you get the tanned leather, you can use 1 tanned leather makes 8 straps, and use 4 straps to make a belt. And with the belt, you can create a saw. Pretty simple, it's 3 iron ingots, and then you get this thing. It's a beautiful saw. Okay, so we're just going to take some wood from here, and switch on over to survival, and as you can see, you walk up to it. It hurts me a lot. It's not hurting me that much because I have this armor on that I'll show you early or later. So, but also, that was just a little side effect of that. It'll also hurt animals, so you can use it in mob traps and stuff like that. But if you put a block of wood in front of it, it will cut the wood into 2 pieces. And if you put the 2 pieces into it, it'll make 2 pieces of these. And then if you cut that, you get corners. And then you can't cut, oh, you can. Oh yeah, you cut the corners and it'll give you 2 gears. So that's sort of a more efficient way to make gears, if you want to do that. And, okay, let's head back on to creative. And with these pieces, you can make different shapes, like the column, the table, and this little pedestal thing. Just sort of cool decoration. And what we've got here, we've got a little sheep, or chicken, whatever you want to call it. And with the leather, if you just craft it as you normally would for a piece of armor, you'll get this black, like, leather stuff. And if you craft it in such orientation, you'll get a breeding harness. See, with the breeding harness, you can just trap your animals, even if they want to move away. So we're just gonna bust this fence and show that this chicken is moving. Come on, chicken. Move around. Oh, there you go. And if you right-click on him, I think, there we go. If you right-click on him with this harness, he will not move. Okay, there we go. So, let's go back over here. That was the harness. Okay. And now, if you configure these other parts, this the oak wood corner I was showing you earlier, you will get this little hopper thing. And the hopper is pretty cool, so I'm just gonna move this a little bit. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Just gotta build this here. Okay, so the hopper, as you can see, it's sort of like a big hole. And so when you can just, it's sort of like a big trash can. You can just throw something in it and it will eat it up. And this here is the filter. If you put various items like a thatch or whatever it's called, they'll filter different items through. Like if you put a ladder in, it will only allow items through. But as you can see, it has a little inventory here. You can put your gold ore there, and when the hopper's inventory fills up, it will emit a redstone pulse. Okay, so when you power this mechanically, let's just show you this here. It will empty into a chest directly below it. So there we go. Put the gold ore in the chest. Okay, so sort of gonna skip a few things here, for the sake of time. But so this is one of my favorite blocks because you can just use this to make grills or fire up your cauldrons or whatever. So this is a hibachi, and you just flip the lever and it lights on fire. The crafting recipe is not too complicated, but okay, so here we've got the water mill, and you just attach this to an axle like you would with the windmill. And as you can see, we've got some water here, but here, I'll show you something. So in this mod, it changes it, so if you take a bucket of water, it does not deplete the source block, but if you empty it out, it is not a source block. It'll just randomly disperse. It won't do anything. Okay, so you have to make canals to move your water around, which is a bit annoying, but it makes the mod a little bit more interesting. So the water spins water wheel as long as it's in moving water, and so what we've got here is a turntable, but it is supposed to spin any blocks above it around, depending on this timer, which you can change by right-clicking, but I have not been able to get it to work yet, so if you guys could do that, that'd be pretty cool. But okay, so this is a mining charge. This is just a thing I thought was pretty cool. So if you put a lever here, charge it, sort of like TNT, except you use dynamite from the mod created, and it will blast a 2x2 with a little hole in the middle here. It's pretty dang effective. Way better than TNT mining, because with the mining charges, it's straight down. You don't have any variations or anything like that. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this, and what we've got here, cement bucket. We just pour this down in the middle. It will start to look like soul sand, sort of a liquid. You can walk around in it, and it will eventually harden. See, it's getting harder. Now this stuff is just a precursor to the cement, so now it starts to harden in stone. I guess this could be useful for like paving large areas. But okay, so that's all I'm going to show you right now, but if you want to, there's it goes into very much a large detail. If you go on the forums page, I'll link that in the description. But there are also anvils, which you can create special metal things, like I have plate helm, breastplate, plate leggings, which is basically just freaking amazing armor. It is way better than diamond, as you saw with the saw. I saw with the saw. Okay, so this is the anvil. This is how you create the stuff. And I've just built this nice little house. This nice house, whatever. So I've built this cool house here, showcasing all the stuff. So we've got our big windmill in the front and a little pond here that we're draining water in. Spin our water wheel. And as we go back in here, we've got some lights. Yep, and got a saw if we ever need that. Millstone. And a companion cube. Sort of a nice play on words, referring to the companion cube in Portal 2. But if you hit it, it makes a sad, dead wolf sound. And if you drop into my basement here, I've got a little cauldron going. It's only one fire. As you notice, in the other ones, I had 9 fires going around it, like over there. Because the more fire you have around it, the faster it will cook stuff. But I only had one under my basement because my house kept catching on fire. So we've got this sort of contraption, this little gearbox roof. Oh, I just broke our windmill. But that was powering this, or what was powering that. That was coming down and powering this stuff. And we've got a gearbox here, not in use yet, but it's just for show. So we'll just go out here to our pool, sort of a sucky pool, but also in the mod there are pumps where you can pump water vertically. So I didn't even try to get into that. That seemed a little too complicated for me. So we've got this nice fence here, stone fence. It's got some other types of fences too, and if you just flick this lever, it turns on our grill. Sort of a nice little ending to the video. Well guys, if you liked... Oh, also, forgot to show you. There's this lightning rod. I'm not sure if it attracts lightning or not, and I'm not sure how to craft it, but let's test that. I'm not sure if we can get it to strike lightning, but let's see. Oh yeah, and as you notice in the rain, the windmills start spinning much faster, and if you let them spin too long in the rain, they will overheat and basically just explode. Yep. Pretty sucky, so that's why it's better to put windmills in the desert, because there usually does not rain. See, it's destroyed that gearbox. So because it usually does not rain in the desert, and the effects will be void. Okay, so I think that's not working currently. So let's just go back in here, wait out the storm. So guys, this is where I'm going to end it, and if you like me doing these Monday mod reviews, just make sure to leave a like, favorite, and as always, share the video. Oh, almost forgot, subscribe!